Welcome to the upper frequency line. This is a recording of a live connection session with Eva and Therese. Please give yourself time to sit undisturbed during the connection. Sit comfortably with closed eyes or looking softly into the distance. Today we have 17th? Yes, 17th of September. So let's see what the field is up to. That's interesting. I don't feel the field at all. The field is gone.
It's there. I do, however, think that I'm feeling myself more again tonight than now.
Yeah. So, seeing as I can't actually feel the field at all, wondering if I should check out my solar system and see if there's anything amiss with my alignment. So we can use a depiction of the solar system to get an idea of the alignment, the midline alignment, and see if there's anything not quite right. So I just get an internal look at the solar system standing on Pluto or behind Pluto and looking towards the sun, and in extension also towards the galactic central sun. But in the first instance, I'll look towards the sun and see if all my planets are aligned along the midline or not, or anything appears odd with them. So my solar system is a little bit odd. The sun is very big and very bright, much bigger than usual. The sun would usually be at the end of the row of planets. And it is, but it's massive compared to the planets. That is strange. I also can't really feel Pluto. But in order to get the alignment back, if I've lost my alignment for some reason, all I do is watch. I just look at the sun. Stand on or behind Pluto and look at the sun until the planets start to come back in. And while they do that, I can actually feel my two sides, the two halves of my body merging into one, into the midline. And grounding coming through. And I can feel that also because my bottom is getting much heavier where I'm sitting. And I can feel a much more stable connection right through. And now the sun has become more of the usual sort of size of the sun at the far end of the line of planets. So now I can sort of feel the field, but it's not very strong. It's probably more empty than anything else, like an empty space.
Yes, it isn't very full at all tonight.
No. All right, let's check out the line.
Mm-hmm.
See where we're at with the frequency line. Okay, so that's more tangible. It's like I can feel the line or the plane really. Plane at the sort of top of the line under my feet.
My heart is very connected to that line.
I don't know if it's still something not quite right with me, because so that I can't feel very well. But I have a slight disconcerted feeling that something's not quite right with the here at the frequency line as well. What are you feeling?
I'm feeling the stationary feeling. But I can agree with that little bit of
Some kind of disturbance. The vision that I'm getting is that there's a bump in the timeline.
well, I felt the bump yesterday because for me it felt like there was something different. You said that you could feel there was something different, but it hadn't got up anywhere. And for me, it felt like it was a bump yesterday.
Okay.
What's the bump about, though?
Okay, let's go back a bit and see if I can feel the previous steps up. Because if I can feel that, then I know I can feel, and it's something else going on. But if I can't feel that, then there's something wrong with my senses. I might be blocked in some way. So let's go back to the 30th and 31st of August. So 30th, 31st is the split. I can feel that. And then the first, big step up. Second, smaller step. Third, big step. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eight. Yeah, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There is a bump. 17. So of 8 till now is all one line, same level, but various things sort of happening with the quality or the shape or something like that. But it's all at the same line or the same height, and then there's a bump. There is a bump. What is the bump?
Not the pimple.
Sorry?
The pimple.
I see it more like a mushroom, probably. Some sort of growth thing there on the surface, like a mushroom sticks up.
Is it a positive thing or a negative thing?
Well, the feeling with it is that it's a bit unnerving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a niggly something.
It's kind of sitting under that's feelings, the
Yeah.
nerves under the skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, feels like we will find out pretty soon what it's about.
Well, let's go to our shield and see what's going on with the shield. So the shield has changed again. Mine feels almost like a dome, like quite a solid dome, protective dome. almost earth-like,
Might
like a clay, a mud house, or house made of mud, mud walls.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the same
Clay.
yesterday with 3 different layers. It feels more.
No, it's like it's solidified even more than that into something more earth-like.
Yeah,
Not rock, more like earth, like clay. That when you've made a clay house.
it's much more flexible than rock,
Yeah, yeah. It's not the same hardness as rock.
and it's more like it's breathable and
Yeah,
firmer.
but it's much thicker
Yeah,
um, than the sort of metal type. Even the triple one that we had yesterday was more like it had different purpose. But yeah, the metal is more malleable in a way, though.
yeah.
This is thicker. So what happens to the blip if we remove anything happening in La Palma, the volcano? Still there. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to do with that.
there's something else happening. It hasn't. I don't feel like it has happened yet.
Does it have anything to do with aliens? Or let's say other races other than human? Because I guess there can be other races that are here that aren't necessarily alien. Um, let's see, if we remove anything to do with aliens or other Earth races, oh, then it flattens out and the blip isn't there. Okay. So then it begs to wonder, let's take the bump back. If I hadn't watched the videos from Project Camelot, because I watched that yesterday and today, if I hadn't watched that, would the blip still be there? Blip is still there.
Yep.
But it has to do with other races.
Maybe we just hold them, hold. I don't know. Hold the invitation for them as well. Um,
To join the upper line.
yeah, uh, yeah. If they are pure, if they are well meant, if they mean well.
Well, that totally depends on their own view, though, like what is well.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know if I want. Yeah, but that's just me. I'm that person who will just invite anyone and everyone. Um, without even thinking that there might be someone bad out there that wants me bad.
well, they might hold their own, betterness at heart. Um, I mean, we don't actually know what the line that we're on. We haven't, I mean, we haven't decided what that line means, or we just found that that's the line we're on, and that's the line we're holding, and that's the line that we're um
Is it crossing a line with something else? Is that why there's a bump there? It's like two like there's a crossing, or they kind of go that way, or
I think maybe if we just hold a heart space
yeah,
and not necessarily, you remember in the beginning with these lines, uh, that it didn't go very well to bring the bottom line up.
yeah, just have to hold
Um,
one.
so we don't really want to bring anything up. We just hold the highest possible frequency we can in a open heart space. Um, and let's see what happens.
Yep. Yep. I'm feeling a connection with the inside of the bump straight away.
Yeah, I get a connection too. It's actually inside a mountain. What would that be? Mount Shasta? No. Kailash? I don't know. La Palma? That's the response. Oh, interesting. So it's like because we sat with that the other day, it's like we're forever entwined with, so it's like a quantum entanglement with that mountain and us. There we go.
Whew.
It's softening, smoothing out that bump. Actually, it does feel like a timeline in a way. It's like it's straightening out the timeline. I see it on the frequency line, but it appears to be a timeline as at the same time.
Quite emotional for me.
See. Sorry?
It's quite emotional for me.
It is interesting. I didn't feel La Palma to be either sort of female or male, but right now it feels very female. One possible other thing, thinking of that, one of the things that I heard on Project Camelot was to do with that some of these other places, not just other races and aliens and things like that, but that some other planets are a consciousness. She was specifically talking about Jupiter and Saturn, and probably many more. But like, so gas giants, like those, are actually beings, and so I'm wondering if this is like, that just came to my mind in terms of the volcano because I'm really feeling the consciousness of the volcano, whereas before when we sat with it, it was more in terms of
The physical structure.
yeah. But the feeling with this is like we're now connected with, like, forever, entwined with this, the consciousness of this.
Yeah, I can feel the intelligence.
Yeah.
In a way, a bit like Uluru.
It feels very connected or similar to Uluru. But yeah, it does. Well, then the other thing that we wanted to talk about in terms of, or that I wanted to talk about, that I also heard on that Project Camelot videos, was portals and stargates, portals, and some of them are here in Australia in the interior. I'm wondering if there is one at La Palma. Is La Palma is the volcano?
Kind of like, I don't know,
A
black hole.
pyramid or a wormhole, or
To me, it feels like the hole.
a stargate? Not a stargate. Wormhole. It kind of feels like a dimensional portal of sorts. But it looks like a hole, I must say. But anyway, it doesn't feel as interesting as the actual consciousness of the volcano.
I don't think that hole is ready yet. I don't think it doesn't feel ripe. It doesn't feel like its time is ready yet.
The consciousness there, though, this female consciousness feels it's very heart connected,
Yeah.
like this. Mm.
Yeah.
And it really brings up Uluru. It does.
Yeah. It's like nearly like soul sisters or something.
Yeah. Mm.
Really beautiful connection.
Yeah.
Something shifted now. Connection changed.
Yeah. Yeah, she let go of us, or turned away, or
So interesting.
now I can really feel our field instead.
That was so bizarre. He was like, I'm done with you. And not in a negative way, but we're done here now. And then just drop.
Just turned away. Yeah. Okay, so now I can feel a lot of, don't know what to say, negative charge in the clouds, like in the upper part of our field.
Is the negative cloud positive?
I, I would have thought that the clouds would be positive and the Earth negative. But I don't know. Maybe that's when you have lightning, is when there's a lot of positive charge. But it feels like negative. I can see minuses in the clouds, or in the upper sort of the dome part of the field, I guess.
To me, it feels like some of that intelligence that we disconnected to with La Palma has shifted up to the clouds. I can sense that intelligence up there now as well.
Yeah, the thought I had was that, maybe, when a volcano erupts, there will be a lot of ash and stuff going into the atmosphere. I'm wondering if there's anything like that happening electrically. I mean, it's really far away from where we are, but
Mm.
the field that we're sitting with isn't necessarily a local field, though. Like, it's the whole field.
Yeah.
So what happens to those clouds, or the minuses in the dome of the field, if we remove anything to do with the volcano?
Mm.
Yeah, then the minuses go away.
Yeah.
Hmm.
An energetic eruption. Is that what it would be?
It's very interesting, yeah. And maybe that's what we can feel as well. That sort of, I would have thought that it would be positive though, like, because you can feel when there's thunder coming, because like you can feel that electricity. Um,
It, yeah, I don't know. It just feels like the intelligence is too high up, but I don't know.
yeah, maybe it's a different kind of charge.
Yeah.
But it's even more charged now, actually.
Yeah.
Um, I'm beginning to feel it sort of in the bottom of the field as well. Lots of minuses. Wondering if it can sort of equalize. Oh, now it's equalizing. Mellowing out.
Hmm.
Yeah. The field is getting more of that sort of calm, stable feeling again. Like we had some days, week back, or let's check in with the shield again and see if it's changed. Yeah, it has. So it's changed away from that sort of thick clay wall to a thinner metallic sort of outer field, the metallic layer shield is right at the edge of the field. Interesting.
Mine is only shifting now.
And now the bump in the line is gone. And what I can see though on the line is that sun. Remember we had that a few days back when we were sitting with the plane, the consciousness plane of the line, and it had like a slight sort of sun or star rise on the horizon. Well, that's actually higher up now. So the sun or star or whatever it is that's rising is bigger. So it rises higher up. It's higher above the horizon. It's very big. So before it was only a tiny bit of a sliver, but now it's like a bigger sliver. That'll be interesting to see if that is something that's sort of rising or building or.
I would think it's going to be very interesting to see if the volcano will actively erupt, or if that was enough for it to let go right then.
I don't know. But it feels much calmer.
Yeah.
The field feels much more comfortable. We're kind of back to that bigger, calm, expansive feeling in the field that we've had so many times before.
Yeah.
It's a very constant feeling, even though it wasn't there until now. But it's probably always there. It's just that other things sort of get in the way,
Yeah.
block that feeling out. All right.
Thank you.
Are happy with that? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.